Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about Sundial Cannabis. Now, Sundial Cannabis, I did talk about it for a good amount of time. Last video was around a month ago, and a lot has changed since then. Notably, a slump in prices that I will discuss in technical analysis, but there has been some changes from a fundamentals perspective as well. Now, they also have new products coming up, including the citrus orchards, which is a sativa full of bright citrus flavor complemented by notes of spice and earth. Now, if you've never heard about Sundial, Sundial is a Canadian medical marijuana or cannabis company, and as well for recreational use. So in Canada, cannabis is legalized for majority of places depending on municipal and provincial rules, but Sundial operates within the legal realm. And they have different products, and their products includes anything from roll to oils to edibles. And they did acquire multiple different companies that currently basically falls under the umbrella of Sundial. Now, this was basically mentioned in a previous presentation. For instance, the latest kind of acquisition working on in the group going on with Alcanna with Nova Cannabis. And this is basically to put in some cash flow with the expansion into liqueur and enhance exposure with investments with Nova to basically go on as a pure play cannabis retail operator. And it does give you a little bit of dive through, but if you do recall back into where they operate, they basically operate almost everywhere in Canada in terms of the provinces, with the exception of Quebec. So it goes British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario, as well as Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, going on a little bit further, you're able to see that they do have different streams in terms of what kind of experience you're going for, whether it's discount pricing or premium pricing. And so funds or tries to go for different parts of the market. Currently, they have a good amount of cash and investments, almost totaling in around $1.15 billion, or 1.142 to be specific, and it changes every day. Now, they also have an investment group collaboration, SAF group, and this is to tap into the investments or tap into the stream of cannabis into the future, basically, as they anticipate between 2020 and 2025, $20 billion to $47 billion will be the market worldwide for legal cannabis movement. Now, they have two new news on January. On 6th of January, Sundial Growers and Alcanna Incorporation announces the agreement of revised consideration under the proposed plan of arrangement. So here you're able to see that there has been a bit of a difference in consideration. So right here, it says for each Alcanna shares held, 8.85 common shares of Sundial and 150 in cash consideration will be given. The revised consideration represents the changes of all shares consideration to a cash and share consideration. Based on this exchange ratio, the amount of cash consideration, the closing price of Sundial on January 5th. Basically, the price of Sundial has dipped a little, and they did basically a revision into adding in a cash as well to the shares and adjusting a little bit of the number of the shares being given. But the big news coming up is the company has until February 7th to comply with the continued listing requirements or risks basically being booted. And I did talk about that before. I will kind of mention what most likely will happen for this company, but as of the time being, they still are under that warning. Now, another one here, you're able to see that LP or Sundial Opportunities LP receives investment grade credit rating. And they received a BBB plus by Egan-Jones Rating Company, an independent unaffiliated rating agency. Now, it's not the best. It's not an A. It's not double A's, but it's a BBB plus, which is still somewhat close to an A. Not bad, really, in terms of credit rating, but I would say it's somewhat average or good. But anyway, moving on from institutional buyers, you're able to see that some institutional buyers in February, including Joseph, Lucia Associates, and Mercer Global Advisors, has liquidated. Meanwhile, Jane Plan LLC has added a few shares, and you get to see it's kind of going back and forth. So it's nothing really an exodus or addition in masses, but you're able to see a little bit more decreasing in shares than adding. And that could be just with the market and how it is or has been recently. I will talk about the delisting things at the end of this video and what most likely the company will be doing. But before moving on towards the technical analysis and that portion of the video, make sure to drop a like to this video and subscribe on the bottom right corner and leave notification buttons on for this channel. The subscribe button is on the right side. If you're on mobile, it's at the bottom. And let's move on towards technical analysis. In terms of the technical analysis, you have a few good points here. So you get to see on the MACD, you're going on from the negative to the positive side. So this is starting in to kind of fixate on this positive reversal that is very likely in the coming days. You officially are going towards the positive side. Hopefully that gives a bit more momentum. Momentum you're able to see is going from the negative to the positive, really suggesting that we can easily fuel this up and it can easily skyrocket towards the positive side. Now, I say skyrocketing, I'm not really talking about $5 or $6. I'm talking about anything positive other than the 10% drop that we've seen on the last day. Now, William percent R is very similar to the relative strength index. And what we're able to see is that it's actually closer to the overbought section than the oversold, which is surprising given where the price action is. But this price action was a bounce from the 40 cents, so that could be an explanation. But nonetheless, it still shows it's very close to the overbought kind of section than oversold, meaning there's more basically demand than supply at the current time being, but you're not able to see that reflect on the price action. The average directional index is at 20.71, suggesting that it's very easy for it to start basically following in a trend. And on the moving averages, you're able to see that the price point is currently between the moving averages of 10 SMA and the 30 MA, and that zone is called the trading action zone where most positive reversals occur, although there will be two massive resistances for this one. Now at the 57 cents and the 74 cents, that's a very hard resistance to kind of break through, but on the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, we're able to see that all indicators are actually going upwards, suggesting that there might be in fact a positive reversal for this one and that it can easily change things around. Now on the moving averages, what we're able to see relating towards this one is that the stock has been slumping down. The moving averages are actually going downwards, and it's currently expected to trade between 56 on the top, 51 in the middle, and 46 at the bottom. But the Bollinger Bands are between 61 and 41 cents. And currently it's going a little bit downwards, not a good thing. So it kind of is hinting on a continuation of a slump, sideways kind of movement. Not really good when you're looking at a stochastic fast and stochastic slow, where it's kind of going upwards, a little bit of basically contradicting indicators. Now, in terms of the Fibonacci retracements, what we're able to see here is a significant support at the 40 cents. Above there, 124 under resistance, 176, 218, 260, 320, and 396. However, if we want to find more supports, we just got to go a little bit backwards into 2021. And what we're able to see just initially, around 49 is the first resistance, and if it does break it, it's a support, and then 47, and then 43, and then going a little bit back, 35, and then 26, and then going down to 23, 20 cents, and 17 cents. But resistances, you have a good amount of them. Now again, I said the 49, and then you got the 56, and then you got the 61. And then the 65, and then the 69, and then 73, and then 78, 84, and then around 88 cents, 93. You kind of get the point, and it goes all the way up to $1 and beyond there. Comes to the question, Ed, what do you think is going to happen? Now, there is a deadline for the 7th, and that is a delisting deadline. And what I think is going to happen, because it's a little bit too late to do a reverse split at this point, you need 10 business days where it's going to trade above $1 for it to regain that compliance. So what I think is going to happen, it's not going to go to OTC. I really doubt that. But what's most likely going to happen is they're going to apply, or they have already applied for an extension. The news is not out yet. They will regain that kind of compliance later on in the future, whether through a reverse split or the price point goes above $1. But at the time being, they will be able to get that extension for 180 days. That's what I expect. And that's most likely what's going to happen. And basically push the puck down the line. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.